What's up, guys? Here we have a 2014 Honda Odyssey. We're going to be replacing the car battery. So with the 2014 model, it's a little tricky because it's got this air intake tube, or the intake tube. Basically, it's covering it. So first we're going to undo these two clips holding that tube. Just get a flathead screwdriver and pry up where the tabs are. And those will pop right out, along with one more on the side here. Sometimes the top may come out first, and that's okay. Actually, I think that's the correct way to do it. You take out the top first, and then the bottom. So after we have these two removed, going to pull up on the air intake, and it slides right in here. We're just going to pull against it, and here you can see it popped right off just with this rubber gasket. I'm just going to stuff up this intake tube, and that's really not a big deal. Just being a little paranoid here, but just making sure we don't get any debris inside, even though the filter is located after this intake. Anyways, look at this dirtiness on these battery terminals. I'm going to clean these up, and then I'll show you guys how to remove these terminals and the two bolts here. Alright, so I've cleaned it up. The bolts here, the 1, 2, and the 2 terminals, they are all a 10mm right there. So you can use either a wrench or a socket wrench. Just speed it up a little bit, but you can see if you remove the top one, it basically loosens the connection. You don't have to undo the whole thing. It should just pop off loose when it's loosened. And then same with the positive terminal here. And then we're also going to do the mounting bracket. You can see these are hooked. They have a hook on the bottom, so if you loosen this really, you should just be able to undo the hook. So there you can see I didn't take off the bolt completely, but the hook comes out once you give it some space. The back is also hooked in. It's okay, we can set this aside a little bit and just access the battery like so. Oh, there it goes, it came out. That's the negative, and this one's going to be the positive. Here we go, we've got the battery completely disconnected. And then once you do that, there's this plastic cover sits on top of it. Just gonna set that aside. Gonna put these aside, and then take out our battery. So this is where the battery sits after you removed it. Big tray here. You could take the camera just cut off, but here is that tray. Just take it out and dump out some of the debris. That's the old battery there. There's the new one. Put the tray back in. Note that the arrow here is pointing towards the front of the car. Just going to take our battery and sit it right in there. Make sure you have it properly lined up so that the negative terminal, which has a minus sign, is where with the black or the bare wire. The red is matching the red, which is the positive, has a plus sign or positive sign. And then we're just going to connect these terminals and then re-put on the mounting brackets. Alright, so I've got the new battery in. I put the connections on. It's pretty self-explanatory to put it back in. Just dropped it in. Make sure you put this cover in first. It's one thing you might forget, which I did. And then I tightened up the terminals. If you see some battery grease at the store when you get the battery, I would recommend putting some on there just to slow down the acid buildup and corrosion on the terminals. And then now all we have to do is put the bracket back on. So you may have to just loosen it a little bit more to get it to go in. But again, remember, it hooks on like that and the back hooks on. So it's easier to get the back on first and then do the front and then just tighten it down. You'll see there's a FR and an arrow. That's means it goes towards the front of the car. And then just tighten that. Once everything's in place, we can put that intake tube on, and look at that. Would you look at that? There's some debris in there. So good thing we put that paper towel there. And something else I found out that's just, I don't know, kind of funny is it's almost like they made this tray here to put your tools in while you're working on the car. Look at that. It just fits perfectly right there. So again, take this out. Be a little gentle. And we're just gonna put our tube right back on. Make sure it's, you know, sealed correctly on this side first. And pop it right back in. Okay, we've got the tube on now. It's all lined up properly. There's actually a notch back here, right there, and it actually lines up with one of the other notches, so you know. And then this there, focus. And this is how you put the clips back in. You first take the bottom plate part. I'm gonna call it a retainer, so put that in there, and then you just pop. I guess I'm gonna call this a pin. So you put the retainer in first, and then you put the pin in. I don't really think these are the technical terms to call these, but it works. There you go. Now let's fire up the car and see if it works. Nice. So yeah, I was having a lot of trouble starting the car earlier, and I jumped it twice now, and then I put on the charger, the battery, and it wouldn't hold a charge. So I think it's the battery is the problem, and it works now. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you found this video helpful. Look at how dirty I got my hands for y'all. I'm just kidding. But hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button if you found the video helpful. I will see you guys in the next one, and have a great day.